This is Slasher here at Valve's International Dota 2 Championships, and I am here with caster, analyst, and statsman Bruno. Talk to us about the game just happened, 100 minutes long. DK versus IG. Alliance won earlier today, Navi won yesterday, and a bunch more matches. So Bruno, what are your overall impressions, general thoughts about all the games we've seen so far?
I think I'm really happy with how the international is going. Players are happy as well. The fans, I've been here last year, and I tell you this year, the excitement level is super high. Everyone is, even in this 100-minute game long that we were talking about, everyone was just having fun, enjoying the moment. And that's all that the international is about. It's all about the fans, the community. Of course, there's $2.8 million for the players as well, but that's kind of an afterthought because it's all about people having fun and just playing some more Dota.
So you've been going to these international events each year. This one is bigger than it ever was, of course, both online and in person. What do you think about the growth of the international and the amount of focus that Valve as a company as a whole has been putting on Dota 2?
Well, I mean, it's natural that they're making it grow so big. Right now, I think about 2 weeks ago, the game became public, just not in a beta anymore so that anyone can play. And you just see how the numbers are growing and growing. So there's an interest, and naturally, if you're a company and you see there's an interest in your product, you put a lot of emphasis on making that interest growth. I mean, no one suspects for a little bit that the international is actually a marketing tool as well as a tournament, and it's paying off a lot. I just can't imagine that as long as there's an interest, there will be an international, and as long as there will be internationals, there will be more and more people playing. The symbiotic relationship that makes everyone happy.
Now, you have a greater insight than most people into the inner workings of Valve and how they look at Dota. What do you think about how they look at Dota compared to the other games they make? Of course, such famous games, Half-Life, Portal, Counter-Strike, Left 4 Dead, and of course Steam. But Dota seems to be really different than everything else they've done. Can you give a little insight onto how they think?
Well, I think all of other Valve games were originally thought for multiplayer, or single player or play with my friends, and not thought in an esports kind of way. From the beginning, Dota 2 was an esports game first, and then like a casual game later. So all the build up to this, all the creation of the game came around, okay, you're going to play the game, but you will be able to easily watch what the other pros are playing. We're going to build a community around trying to get to know the players, get to know the teams, just brand their names right there. And that was a big challenge for Valve. And they not only did that, after they did that and they established that, they also started creating what they did with Team Fortress 2 before, which was creating a cosmetics market. So I think right now, Dota 2 for Valve is no longer a game, it's a service. What they're doing right now is providing a service for people that want to play games, that want to watch games, or that want to just like trade and have an online market of cosmetic items that sometimes are worth a lot.
Now, we've seen a lot of growth since the release of the game in North America and Europe a few weeks ago, and this weekend because of the international. How big can Dota 2 get? Do you foresee an increase in players and viewership for the next few years? Do you see any decline or any peak happening anytime soon?
I think it's going to keep growing for at least 2 or 3 more years, pretty much steadily. There is one big milestone that we're going to probably achieve somewhere in the next year, which is the availability of custom maps. If you're going to, let's be honest, because sometimes we go around the bush and we normally compare Dota 2 to League of Legends. League of Legends is right now the biggest esport in terms of player numbers. If you ask me right now, do you think Dota 2 is going to beat League of Legends in terms of raw numbers? I would say probably not, but it will be very big. And once custom maps come into the game, which is for people who don't know what Warcraft 3 had and what StarCraft 2 did, but not really well, the numbers should maybe double easily because people will not be there just to play Dota. Maybe someone will make a super fun custom map, and in the same way Dota became what people play when they were in Warcraft 3, who says that something can't come out of Dota 2 that in the future has its own game.
Now, speaking of those numbers, you actually made a bold prediction to me before the event started. You said that you most definitely thought that the numbers this weekend would beat League of Legends Season 2 Championships last year of 1.2 million, the most amount of viewers ever for an esports event. Now that we're here and we're on day 2, do you still think that this is going to happen by Sunday?
Oh, I'm more than convinced right now. We saw that we got about more than 600,000 on the first day, and that was just a wildcard match, which means, of course, it's the first match, so people who are into Dota will want to watch, but that's not the people who casually tune into the game. People that casually tune into the game will want to see the last day, especially because it's weekend, because it's the finals, because it's the teams that probably people will know very well. So if we could get about almost 700,000 just by that little match, for the final numbers, I think 1 million is for sure, and from 1 to 1.2 is just a step away.
So I want to talk a little bit about the games here, of course, this weekend. Navi and Alliance, two Western teams, both in the winner's bracket right now. Alliance undefeated at 16-0. And at the same time, they've both been undefeated against the Chinese teams. So what do you think about both these developments, both those teams on a collision course to play each other, and then also North America and Europe being closer to China than they've ever been?
Well, I mean, it shows how much the community can grow in a year, how much the scene can grow in a year. I think the experiences from both the G1 League for Alliance, the G League for Alliance, G1 League, there are too many leagues with a G. The G1 League for Alliance and the Alien World Cup for Navi, where they were able to travel to China to play with other teams, was invaluable because in Dota, it is as much as playing well as knowing your opponent. And them being there, they learn how everyone plays. So now it's not about what, I mean, if you look at, for example, teams like Fnatic, they say, okay, I'm playing against Liquid. I know how they play. I play them 20 times this year. I don't want to play against Tongfu because I've never played them. I have no idea. Navi and Alliance are the two only teams that don't have that problem. They can play against whoever because they know everyone. And it shows. So maybe in the future that will mean that we'll have more of an interaction and crossbreeding between the Eastern and the Western scene. Of course, there's still the problem of latency that you can't do that in an online environment. But with Dota 2 becoming more and more profitable, teams traveling overseas will be something that we'll see very normally.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. I usually like to do this to my interviewees before the end of the tournament. You got to pick a winner for me of the international right now. We still got 4 more days. There's a whole lot of things that could happen. But if you had to pick one team right now that you think has the best chance, who would it be?
Wow. I want to say MUFC just for fun, but I will not. I actually have to say that either Navi or Tongfu. I'm going to go with 2. I'm sorry, I'm cheating. But Navi and Tongfu are the 2 teams that I think have what it takes to pull it off. Alliance is the normal reaction that people would say, but the fact that they're 16-0 kind of scares me. Something like this happened to LGD China last year. They were really strong. They were unbeaten in the group stage. And every match that it goes that you don't lose a game, it's more and more pressure on you. Some of these guys are young. Some of the guys, well, none of them won an international before. And I'm afraid that if they get to lose a game in the winner's bracket, I'm not sure they will be able to recover in time for the loser's bracket to just go back. And while they still can do it, I think Navi and Tongfu are teams that have the experience and the players to overcome those kind of odds.
So before I let you go, I have one bonus question for you. I think more than any of the Dota 2 analysis and stats that you've done, actually I have 2. One, you are known as a stats man.
Yes.
What is your favorite stat so far this weekend? We've obviously just seen the longest Dota game ever in history between DK and IG, the most gold farm at the same time. But if you had to pick one, what is your favorite so far?
Well, I'm happy that Spirit Breaker was picked once, which is stable compared to last year. It was also picked once. It would make me really happy if we go in an increase of at least 100% compared to that, because it's my favorite hero. And if it wins, it would be its first win on an international. So I'm totally looking forward to that.
And now my second bonus question. Okay. You have been lauded for your great dress this entire weekend, loving the suits, loving the lime green yesterday. What is your inspiration for how you dress?
The answer is actually kind of disappointing. If I have to go back, I always loved dressing colorfully. If you look back at from age 16 to 18, I was probably the worst dressed person in the world because I liked colors, but I didn't know how to combine. Fortunately, I had a great girlfriend who said, like, I'm gonna fix you. And she taught me all she knew. And I started dressing properly. But right now, at this moment, my inspiration, I just walk into random stores where I think there might be something interesting. I'm like, what's the craziest thing you have? And sometimes they have something that they can't sell to anyone because no one goes, like, yes, that's what I want. That's colorful, that's crazy, that's for me. And then I just try to build around that jacket or that shirt or something like that. And it normally works out. It's paying off so far.
Any hints what we might see the next few days?
We're going to see more colors, definitely. There's something funny. On day 4, I'm either going to go with something comparatively super standard just to tone it down a little bit, or I'm going to go with something so crazy that the production crew will hate me because there's no way to make that work with the background we have. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of a coin toss. I have to see if it flies or it doesn't fly.
You guys heard it here first. Bruno already telling what's going to be on day 4, so he knows what day 3 and day 5 is as well. Bruno, thank you for the talk, and we'll be seeing you as well, of course, in the whole tournament.
See you guys later.
Stay tuned to GameSpot.com/esports for coverage all weekend long of the International 3.